Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we are plunging into a really significant spiritual classic. It's impacted millions.
Absolutely. Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda.
Exactly. It's not just a memoir, is it? It's more like a spiritual roadmap. Invites you to explore, well, realities far beyond the everyday.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, maybe starting with Yogananda himself. What's really significant is that he was, the first major Indian yogi to make a lasting, really foundational impact in the West.
Right. He wasn't just visiting. He stayed, he taught, he built something.
Precisely. He introduced this ancient wisdom to a whole new audience, kind of laid the groundwork for a lot of the Eastern philosophy that came later.
And the book itself, the experiences he describes, wow. We're talking about things like telepathy, bilocation,
Being in two places at once, yeah.
levitations, even visitations from divine beings. It's quite something.
It is.
And the key thing is how it's presented. He doesn't frame these as like myths or fantasy.
No, not at all. He posits them as higher dimensional realities.
Higher dimensional realities, like different frequencies we could potentially tune into.
Sort of, yes. And accessible, he suggests, through specific advanced yogic practices.
Like Kriya Yoga.
Kriya Yoga is central, yes. So it's not just belief, it's presented as achievable potential. It really does challenge your perceptions of what's possible, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Suggests reality might be much wider than we think.
And that ties right into his genius for bridging East meets West.
Ah, yes. How so?
Well, he takes these deep Indian traditions, Kriya Yoga, Hindu philosophy, and introduces them very skillfully to a Western audience that's, largely grounded in rationalism.
Making it accessible.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is how he frames it all. Not as something exclusively Eastern, but as universal human potentials.
Offering a practical way in for the maybe more skeptical Western mind.
You could say that. A framework to explore their own spiritual depth using these methods.
And beyond those, I guess, more out there experiences, there's the human element. The guru-disciple relationship feels really central.
Oh, profoundly so. His relationship with his guru, Sri Yukteswar, it's the heart of the book in many ways.
It shows it's not just about techniques, right? It's about that personal, intuitive guidance.
Absolutely. Navigating inner obstacles that, a book alone can't really address. It's shown as a truly dynamic, transformative journey.
Yeah, you really feel that connection. And running through it all, this theme of the unity of all religions.
Yes, that's constant. Yogananda strongly believed and taught that all genuine spiritual paths lead to the same ultimate realization.
He drew parallels between Christ, Krishna, others.
He did, advocating for harmony, seeing the shared universal truths beneath the surface differences. Makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. So if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
the strengths seem pretty clear.
Undeniably. It's deeply inspirational, for one. It kickstarts that personal spiritual search for so many people.
And it's philosophically rich, but still accessible somehow.
Right. It blends storytelling with deep spiritual ideas quite effectively. And its appeal is timeless, still relevant today, almost 80 years on.
We see its influence. You mentioned Steve Jobs finding inspiration. George Harrison, too.
That's right. Figures like that and countless others you've never heard of. Its global reach is immense.
Okay, but for balance, we should touch on the criticisms.
Yeah.
It's fair to say not everyone buys into the mystical accounts, right?
Absolutely. For skeptical readers, particularly those resistant to metaphysical ideas, the experiences described can seem implausible, maybe just too out there.
You might find yourself asking, could this really happen?
Exactly. And some parts are philosophically dense. If you're expecting just a simple memoir, it might feel a bit heavy-going at times.
Right. It demands a certain level of engagement. And the chronology can be a bit nonlinear.
It does jump around sometimes. The focus seems more on the spiritual lesson or experience than sticking to a strict timeline.
So this raises an important question for you, the listener. How do you approach a text like this? One that kind of defies convention and asks you to maybe suspend disbelief a little.
It's a valid question.
So, wrapping up, what does this all mean? I think, ultimately, Autobiography of a Yogi really has cemented its legacy. It's an enduring guide for spiritual seekers.
No doubt.
Offering that deeply personal journey, but also a universal message. It encourages you to look within.
And maybe that's the final thought to leave you with. This deep dive into Yogananda's work, it really invites you to consider the vast, maybe unexplored capacities of human consciousness,
Hmm.
the potential for realities far beyond our ordinary perception. It kind of prompts you, doesn't it, to ponder what mysteries might lie dormant, waiting to be discovered right inside your own being.